Welcome back to New Toon Tuesday. My name is AlienMafia. We have two builds today. First is an electric Dominator. Second is a thermal radiation defender. And these builds one was specifically built for team play / farming, and the defender is made for max support. So first we'll start with the Dominator. It's electric, and we are built for farming. So we have rain of fire, fireball. We have the fire shield and tough for resistances, and we built for smashing lethal defense. So 33.7%. We have the single target hold, the AoE immobilize, the conductive aura, paralytic blast, the AoE hold, synaptic overload, the chain AoE confuse, and gremlins. And because we have conductive aura, which is a PvE toggle, we'll be in melee range with enemies often. So I opted to go with the melee side of the assault with the addition of some range. So charge ball, havoc punch is great powers, charge bolts, build up and zap, so you can shoot from range and do some good damage. Thunder strike's in there, but I opt to say to not use it when you're facing against a single target enemy like an AV, because its DPS is not great. So it would be better to chain through these lower level ones, because these will do more damage than this one will, because of its cast time. Its cast time is 3.432, so it's very, very long. And then Voltaic Sentinel for extra, almost 100 damage of attacks that you don't have to fire. I opted to not take leadership because I needed an extra defensive power for a Luckily Gambler spot to get the necessary recharge. So you have Perma Hasten. This is with Agility Core Alpha slot. So you have Perma Hasten with the defense. This Perma Hasten could be faster because I changed out this power. So yeah, this is your option here. You can do 5-slot Thunderstrike with Armageddon for the recharge, accuracy, and recovery, which you don't need the recovery. Or you can opt to get Avalanche for added smashing lethal defense. Smashing lethal / melee defense. The downside to this is, as I was building it, I came across not having enough slots. So I kind of stole it away from Gremlins. I like Gremlins as a power. They just don't do that much damage. They're very low hitting, kind of dumb. So I opted to not take it. Or not, I still took the power, but I opted to empty its slots out. So I just have a Sovereign Right accuracy damage in here. So this will give you some extra, pets to do some extra damage, but I had to steal the slots out of it. You have all the necessary procs here. You've got the Preventive Medicine plus Absorb, Panacea, Numina, Miracle. You have the Slow Resistance Winner's Gift, Kismet for help with accuracy. I always have a Kismet, or Tactics, sometimes both, as you can see in the next build. But you have all the ATOs, you have the Ascendancy of the Dominator here. The other one I don't like using. It's got not that great of set bonuses, no recharge, and 6 slots for 2.5 range defense. It's not great. And that's it for this one. We'll move on to the Defender next. So Defender had options as well, which I will go over, of course. But it was actually quite fun to build this. So you have Warmth, PvE heal, 6 slotted, very useful, high heal, so 27%. Neutrino Bolt's got Apocalypse, so good damage, chance for minus resistance in it, So when you're circling through your 3 powers for AVs, you'll be debuffing their resistances a lot. If throw in irradiate every now and then, this has two chance for resist debuffs. So Fear the Gladiator and Achilles Heel. So this power alone would be 40% resist debuff from a PBOE heal or PBOE attack that's 20 yards or 20 feet. So this will, you can use this against big mobs. You can use this against AVs. So it's super useful. Plasma Shield, Thermal Shield, 3 slot. Got 30% resistance out of it. There's not a whole lot of great sets in here for range defense, but I just went with the 3. Get a little bit of range defense. Your range defense is capped 45.8, so you won't be hit very often. So you can nice stay in the back, attack from range, and you'll be safe. Hasten is not permanent, but Defender, specifically this Defender, it's not mandatory. You're not gaining very much from it. So I didn't aim for recharge, but I got decent recharge out of it. Again, Agility Core. I'm a big fan of Agility Core. Endurance mod, recharge, and defense. All 3 of them super useful on almost every build. So I always go with that a lot of times because it's kind of a catch-all. Cauterize, 3 slots, a nice heal out of it, single target heal. Super speed, you got the knockback protection, Winner's Gift here. You got knockback protection here and 3% from here, so you're good on knockback. Maneuvers, tactics. I take tactics at level 20 or below, always, because I feel and enjoy the to hit buff from your supporting cast when doing Posi 1 and Posi 2 and any other lower content that's level 15 and below. It's super helpful to not be debuffed all the time with accuracy and not hit anything. Having someone with it is immensely useful. This being 6 slotted, I'm at almost 20%, so I added Kismet in here. This is one of the builds I added both. You get above 22% to hit, so your sniper is instant cast. So it'll have a 1.5% cast time, which is really fast compared to the, what feels like eons cast time. Heat exhaustion is almost permanent. Forge, you can hit up to 6 targets with it, so one person won't get it, which damage into hit. Sorry, Tink. So Cosmic Burst is one of your attack chains that has a chance for minor PBOE heal. It also has the chance for minus resist. So your 2 of your 3 powers for attack chains for AVs has a chance for minus resistance. So your attack chain would be Neutrino Bolt, Cosmic Burst, Neutrino Bolt, Photon Volley, and then rinse and repeat. This, and then Photon Volley. Reason why you do it that way is because this has a recharge time of 4.57. This has a cast time of 2.24. So you need to get an extra 2 seconds in between. So you use this as your filler. 1.2 seconds here. So this, and then this. By the time this is fired off, 1.5, this is back up. By the time this is going, you can fire this. This is how you make an attack chain that is geared towards DPS against a single target. It's quite important to have a simple attack chain where your attack powers are not on cooldown all the time or not up all the time. If one of your attack chain powers is off cooldown and it's just sitting there not being used, you have one of 2 issues. You have either too many powers for your attack chain, or you're doing them in the wrong order. Why I say that? Because if you do Neutrino Bolt, Cosmic Burst, and then Photon Valley, when you hit Neutrino Bolt again, this is probably not up yet. So you're kind of wasting time waiting for this to come back up. It's a way to figure it out. I don't really do any mathematical to it. I kind of just based off of what I've experienced and how the powers work, I kind of know where to go with it. So Melt Armor is almost permanent, 5 seconds off. It has a chance to resist debuff in it, so it does 30 plus the proc, a chance for up to 50% resist debuff, which is amazing. One of the best ways to go above a damage cap on a team is minus resistance. And minus resistance is actually better than like build up or assault. Assault is 18%, but it's 18% of your base damage, not 18% of your buffed damage. So if your power base does 100, it only adds 18. If that same power is buffed because of slotting up to 250, that power still only gains 18 damage from assault. It's off of base damage, not buff damage. So minus resistance is strictly minus resistance, which is off of your buffed damage. So 18% resist debuff is immensely more useful than 18% damage buff from assault. That's the reason why I don't have assault. Because one, I couldn't fit the power, and two, it's not super useful. I grab it if I can afford it. If not, then I'm not gonna miss it. Got you 2 build-up powers, power build-up and aim. These two will help Atomic Blast hit harder. Even your Photon Volley will hit harder. Power build-up will also boost your defenses up quite a bit, but it only lasts 12.5 seconds. So I wouldn't rely on this to be your be-all, end-all survival. Combat jump with the Kismet. Okay. Irradiate. Big AoE. Chance for knockdown as well, with 40% resist debuff. If I already went over that, sorry, I lost track. You got all your procs here: Numina, Miracle, Preventive Medicine, Panacea, Performance Shifter. You have your PBOE plus Absorb here. This is your other one, chance for PBOE heal, which you know of. I got 2 notes at the end here though. Eradication is an amazing set. I have tested this. I have confirmed this. If you use a catalyst on a IO that maxes out at level 30, like Eradication only goes up to 30. If you attune it with a catalyst, its percentages will go up to 50 to match your level. It does go above your cap, above the IO cap. I did it with the level 35 kinetic combat accuracy damage. I compared it to a level 50 accuracy damage, and they're the same. So when you get enough catalyst Eradication, both sets, so this one and this one, and you could even catalyst the reactive armor. Catalyst these, because you can only go +5 with the enhancement boosters. But the catalyst will go +10, 40 to 50 versus 40 to 45. So the catalyst will make these stronger more than the enhancement boosters. I don't do Kismet, don't use catalyst on Kismet or Achilles heel. They're proc chances. Proc chance stays the same no matter what level they are. So don't bother doing those. You can even catalyst this one, steadfast protection, resist / +3% defense. The resistance will go up, +3 defense will not. The other note that I have is some people like Thaw. I'm not a big fan of it because I don't want to be buffing my entire team the entire time. If it was an AoE like increased density from kinetics, then I would take it. But you have to you have to hit this on everybody individually, which is kind of annoying. So I didn't take it. I'm not a big fan of it. I find that a lot of team members kind of find their own way to not get stunned and stuff like that. I know. But if you want it, this is your option. Lose combat jumping. Get rid of combat jumping. Take that one slot that Kismet was in it. Put it over here on maneuvers. Make it Kismet. Okay? This extra power slot, there's Thaw. You only need one slot in here. That's it. You just endurance. Or if you really want to go expensive, then you can go there. But you do endurance IO because you can be firing off very quickly. So you want to have it cheap. When you do this, you'll lose out on your range cap defense. You're down to 42.4. So your option is to switch Neutrino Bolt, the Apocalypse, to Superior Winter's Bite. This will get you your 2.5% defense back. This will put you almost near cap defense. So this will make up for your loss of combat jumping. Downside of this is that you're going to lose damage. So this is much weaker than this, especially for the chance of negative damage. Because this will fire off at 107 damage. And you fire this off very quickly, because you fire this 2 times per attack chain. So this is more damage. You get regen, hit points, 4% damage, and recharge. Winter's Bite doesn't have that. Fire cold resistance, don't need it. I'm already low, so a little bit less than low is not going to be that much helpful. And then the range cap defense. So those are your options. Get Thaw, switch this if you want to keep the defense. You keep Thaw, or you can, and then keep this if you don't mind losing the defense. Or do it the way that I would do it, is run this way. And that's it. This is the last build. Thank you all. Again, I'm AlienMafia. I stream mostly every day. I was sick last weekend / Monday and Tuesday, so I didn't stream. I was almost 102 degree fever, flu, so I held off on it. Leave a like, subscribe. I stream over on Twitch. The link in the description for my Twitch channel is there. I also do builds for other players. These two were for other players. The link for these builds will be in the description. The link to the spreadsheet to put in your build that you would like me to build, whether it's PvE, PvP, farming, AE, no matter what it is. I will, if it's something I'm not familiar with, I'll learn it, but I'm pretty familiar with everything. So enjoy the rest of your day / evening, and I'll see you next week.